Strategy number 4 for my study skills notebook is called what the article referred to it as competitive drawing game review strategy. I did it for the wildlife studies content area within agriculture for freshmen and sophomores. The TEKS cover wildlife, fisheries, and ecology management, mostly identification of different game and wildlife species and plants as well. Um, Instructions for use. This will be a little more easier to comprehend once I show you the made example. It's kind of like a review game, and you're using the whiteboard. Divide students in the class and have to form two big groups. So you're just going to have two big class groups. Each group will select one team member at a time to go up and be the drawer or representative for their team. The teacher will provide those two students from each group, just the drawers, not the whole team. The teacher will tell them the question, concept, or piece of relevant information that they'll be sketching or drawing over the topic of wildlife identification. Uh, and once again, the teacher is just telling it to that specified drawer or group member, not the whole team, or it'll defeat the purpose. The whole team will know what the answer is without having to go through and looking at the sketching or drawing, which is the point of the strategy and game. And explain to the drawers that they cannot make gestures or talk to their team members. That's known as cheating, and they can't use symbols or drawings. That takes out part of the game too. The teacher will have a countdown like 3, 2, 1, and then after she gives the students what they're drawing over or the question they're drawing over, and then students will begin on drawing on the whiteboard. It'll be most effective if you kind of draw a line in the middle of a whiteboard for team 1 and team 2. That'll work the best. Instruct the students to draw a representation or a quick sketch of the answer from the question or relevant concept or information you gave them. And then during the drawing process, the other team members will work to identify or guess what their representative or drawer is trying to sketch. The first team to answer correctly, like if team 1 says answer first, they'll get a point. And then after this happens, for each round, there's going to be like a round for each question, of course. After they guess the right answer, you as a teacher will go over that question or the answer. So it'll be a whole another review process, so they can make sure they're prepared for the test. And that's also serving as an active form of group studying and teacher modeling, in my opinion. You do this for several rounds. It's not just one concept. You do this for several rounds until you go over all the content material or review material you wanted those students to know. And then for each round, a new student can be chose to go up to the board and draw. That way, active participation can take place, and there's not just one drawer, and the roles change as a drawer and guesser. And then once you cover all the information and review everything after each round, the team with the most points is declared the winner. That's a competitive part of the strategy, and then they can, if you want to, you can give them extra points to the winning team just as a method to get them real involved. Strengths and benefits of the strategy. It engages them into the studying process because you're using a game type approach, so they'll see like, hey, this is fun, I want to learn about it. And then the article mentions that conveying concepts through drawing can help improve comprehension and memory, especially for visual type learners. And the article also mentions that it serves as an excellent review tool that provides a visual form of recall and studying. So that kind of goes in on it too, saying that students can visually recall and study the methods through the drawings, not just looking at pieces of notebook paper or pieces of information. This is kind of the mock sample I made. I use this I don't have a whiteboard obviously, so I use this piece of notebook paper as a whiteboard representation. Draw a line down the middle, put team 1 and team 2, and then I'll go over both rounds. For round 1, the concept or question you might give the students, and you're just saying it to the drawers, not the whole class. Say this type of freshwater fish has a 24-year life expectancy and is found in the river, reservoirs, and ponds. And if they're paying attention in class or have a good knowledge of what the topic is or what they've been studying, they'll be able to draw it. Like round 2 or student 2 for team 2, he might have not known, so he just drew a little fish with dots on it, so it's not as good of an answer. So the kids in his group will have a more difficult time trying to guess what it is. But this is a better drawing of the answer, which is a channel catfish. And so the student will draw that, and while he's drawing it, the students will be guessing what it is just based off the drawing, because the only person that will know what the teacher said was the two drawers. And then they get done with that, you go over what the channel catfish looks like and characteristics. Then you go on to round two. And what I did for round two was, what type of plant do deer enjoy eating that is grown in different colors, grows best in shady places, and ranges from 12 inches to 5 feet across. And you tell that once again to just the drawers, not the whole team. In this case, drawer two did a better job of representing how the plant looks because of the different colors and shapes and all that versus drawer one. So round two team might have done better that round and won the point. And that was from this article. Can't say the writer's name, but it was going over the competitive drawing game. That was what the article was over. And once again, I use this for the wildlife studies content area for 9th and 10th graders, and it is called the competitive drawing game review strategy. Thanks.